All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about due process.
Due process.
Not new process. Not flu process.
Well, the problem with due process is it just gets in the way of what you want to get done.
Yes, trampling people's rights is usually the best, quickest way to get things done.
Yeah, you know what Trump is like? He's like Sheriff Buford T. Justice. He goes into the choke and puke. He orders a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper,
and make it
fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry. You want something?
Oh, hush puppies, daddy.
We don't got time for that. Yeah, so Trump is unhappy with the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court had the nerve to say, people really should have
that whole due process thing.
Exactly.
It's in
they
the
should have the
Constitution.
ability to appeal being illegally removed from the United States without, the day in court, as it were.
Yeah, even though lower courts had put a stay on it, Trump allegedly was going to take several busloads of Venezuelans and kick them out of the country. And the American Civil Liberties Union filed a lawsuit, and the Supreme Court stayed basically said, no, you can't deport these people without due process. 7-2 with Alito and Clarence Thomas saying, process schmocess, get rid of these guys. And Alito just wrote a 5-page dissent saying that the Supreme Court acted way too hasty on this one, and it wasn't really a well thought out decision on their part. Yeah. But how is Trump supposed to deport 10 million people in a year if they all get court cases,
Yeah, it's exactly his point. It's the whole, Justice Roberts, how much I love watching you work, but I've got my country's 500th anniversary to plan, my wedding to arrange, my wife to murder, and Gilda to frame for it. I'm swamped.
Princess Bride reference.
Princess Bride. Yeah, Trump is so focused on deporting people that he doesn't want around that he just figures that the due process is just this unnecessary hurdle that's preventing him from doing what he wants to do.
And this is why you cannot comply in advance with him, because he will trample over everybody's rights. And it's sort of like you've got to fight for Mr. Abrego Garcia, who got kicked out without due process, because if you don't, he's going to grab hundreds of people and do the same thing. And if you don't defend them, he's coming for you and me. We don't know how far back he will go.
Well, guaranteed, anyone that he doesn't want is going to be on the short list.
Sure.
So if your political viewpoint is not in alignment, you're on the list. If your loyalty is not in alignment with what he wants, you're on the list. Don't kid yourselves, folks. We are all on that potential to be on that list.
I'm on the list higher than you are, I'd like to think.
Yeah, you probably are, but
no doubt about it.
Since we're identical twins, how can you get rid of one and not the other?
I wear it like a badge of honor. I'm trying to figure out ways I can get higher on the list.
Oh my. So let's take a look at the energy around that. How's Trump feeling about this whole due process ruling from the Supreme Court and where it's going to go from there for entertainment purposes only?
Michelle threw out a comment, by the way. Michelle was reading the comments from, because I look at the comments for the Twin Channel, we were talking about Laura Loomer and Melania. Things I didn't expect to hear on Easter Sunday. I'll do Loomer if you do Melania.
Yes. Someone pointed that out. Only one person noticed Shelley singing about Elle at the end of the video.
Yeah, if you didn't notice, at the end of the video, I was delayed in getting the end recording, and Michelle thought we were done, so she was singing "She's an itty bitty cheetah" song at the end of it. Gary and I are like, giggle,
exactly. So let's take a look at our favorite orange president. How's he feeling about this Supreme Court ruling that says that people should have their constitutional rights to due process, even if you are president and you want to get rid of them? Foundational reasoning is the Queen of Swords. Mm-hmm. This is the court coming back at him saying, we have rules and we have processes, and you're going to have to follow them. Sorry. The cross is the fool, because Trump is just going to try and blaze whatever trail he can blaze.
Yep.
He is going to test everything and try and break everything.
We've never had a leader of this country that acts like this guy.
Yeah. The Republicans love to say how much the Democrats hate the United States and they hate the Constitution, yet it's all the Republicans' actions that support the notion that someone doesn't like the United States and the Constitution, because they are trying to undo everything. Every institution is under attack.
Yep.
Underneath the energy underneath it is the Seven of Pentacles. This could be looked at as a Supreme Court sort of weighing the evidence and saying, there are things of value in the Constitution and we're not quite ready to abandon it yet. It's also the reaping what you sow card, which is, if you put a bunch of bullshit out there, you're going to harvest bullshit. In the past, you got the death card. This is Trump's attempts to end civil rights for people, to end their rights to due process, just basically get rid of people he doesn't want around. Current situation is the hangman. It's a situation where I don't think this is not so much Trump. This is more the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's not liking the situation they're finding themselves in. Trump is looking at the law in a completely different way. And what's the case that he's got coming up to the Supreme Court they're going to hear in May? It's birthright citizenship. The Supreme Court's going to hear arguments on birthright citizenship. I mean, Trump looks at everything completely differently. And I don't think the courts are happy with the position they're being put themselves into. Overarching energy is justice. They have a job to do. Their job is to interpret the Constitution. The Constitution is pretty clear on birthright citizenship. Constitution is pretty clear about due process. This shouldn't. The fact that Alito and Thomas dissented is very, very troubling. I mean, we already knew what side they were on, but man, you think they would be smart enough to not, fight the battles you can win. This should have been a 9-0. Mm-hmm. It's just like, what, we'll back you up on a battle that we can win, but we can't win this one. Why expose yourself like that? Lesson to be learned, Page of Wands. New messaging is going to be coming out from this. It could just, it's, I don't know if this is Trump and his administration going to try something different now that they ran into a wall with the Supreme Court on this. We'll see. Outcome is the Seven of Wands. There's going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of defending. But right now, the Supreme Court on a 7-2 is defending the Constitution, and they've got the high ground. So even though Trump's taking a lot of actions against the Supreme Court, they're able to defend it still.
And we pulled out a pair of sevens there, Seven of Wands and the Seven of Coins. Seven justices seem to understand their values and are willing to fight for it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they understand that if they don't curb this fascism, they're going to be out of a job.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Congress hasn't figured it out yet, but they're going to figure it out soon too.
I want to find out what's driving Alito and Thomas with their votes.
That's a fair question.
Yeah, I think it is a very fair question. Why is Alito so upset about this? Seemingly, this is pretty cut and dry in the Constitution what you can and cannot do. Why is he so on this? Queen of Wands. Well, Vagonia, everybody. We got a woman of strong-willed woman in appeasement, Knight of Cups. Oh, Jesus.
His wife told him to vote no.
Yeah, his wife told him. His wife wears the pants in that relationship here. He probably talks about these cases with his wife, and his wife has strong opinions. I'm not saying he doesn't have his own opinions. I'm sure he agrees with her, but she's of a stronger opinion on this. Why is he doing this? There's a strong woman making friendship offerings. Again, I think this is his wife, and it helps him make up his mind on things. In the past, there's your 4 of coins. There's here comes the money, right? And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Ginny Thomas, with her relationship with her best friend Clarence, also helps Clarence Thomas make up his mind here. In the past, you got the 4 of coins. Both of these justices are under assault prior under Biden. Clarence Thomas for taking money from let's see, I can't. I'm drawing a blank on his name now.
Oh yeah, the guy that the Republican donor.
Harlan Crow.
Yeah, that's it.
Here's a brain cell. And then Alito, I don't know if he's been taking money, probably has, but then his wife has got things. They're under attack. And again, this is like the ultra conservative, don't change anything type thing. We need to get these people out.
Yeah, to me, that 4 of Pentacles is kind of like they're just trying to cling on to the power they've got.
Yeah, well, they're clinging on the power, but they're clinging on to the past. And they have an opportunity to unwind what's happened. 6 of Cups. I do think they're trying to, even though neither one of these guys was appointed by Trump, they're still trying to appease him. They like where Trump is taking this country, and they're fully on board with it. Overarching energies, the Empress, but man, it just seems like it's like the wives of these guys. I keep getting the wife vibe, the wife telling these guys what to do. Mm-hmm. And I give anything to my dear baby, and she takes care of me. And mother card, children. Got the Hermit finding out, and the thing, and the 5 of Swords. Okay, so what do we have? Strong women with relationships, helping to drive policy, holding on to the past, gifts, wanting to go back to the past, where women were just, they stayed at home, they were pregnant and stayed at home, and none of this progressive stuff. And they want folks gone. They just want to make America white again. I don't know other way to put it. There's a misogyny here, but it's funny. It's the masculine women that these guys are married to that are driving the misogyny, and they have like this one great opportunity to send brown people back and make America the way they want to see it, which is 1950s white or 1850s white or 1750s white, where the landowners get to call all the shots and they have all the wealth. Mm-hmm. And why can't we go back to those times? Those were the best times. That's when America was great again. Mm-hmm. And they've got the power to do that. I don't know. This is kind of weird. I don't know if I'm real happy with that spread, but that's kind of the vibe here. This almost seems like it's being driven by their spouses, which makes no sense. Mm-hmm. Not saying that women can't have opinions and influence their husbands, but for frick's sake, these guys are both Supreme Court justices with a job to do. Their opinions should be theirs and their interpretation of the Constitution. Begonia. For those wondering, I keep saying begonia. That was the flag Justice Alito's wife designed with the word begonia on it.
Excuse me. All right. I don't know if I've got anything else for this.
Yeah, this one's boring. Let's pull the plug on it. Give some shout outs and some cat videos or something.
we got Punky's climbing on the table. Clearly, he's ready for second beer.
Go put him on the picture over there. Romper, stomper, bumper, boo. I see Punky.
Yeah, I see Punky. Come over here. Come off the table. Come on now. Come on over here. Come on.
Why don't you just pick him up and give him kisses?
Yeah, he loves that.
Yeah, I used to.
He's
The audience
he's
would love it.
Laura did a DNA test on him, and allegedly he's part ragdoll. And I've never met a cat that's more anti-ragdoll. You pick him up,
That's
it's
the
like,
most foul-spirited, foul-tempered ragdoll you've ever met in your life.
he has got a lot of personality, and none of it's ragdoll. Let me tell you. Well, thank you so much for watching these videos. Give us a thumbs up if you like them. Subscribe. We put out a new video every night at midnight. And leave a comment. I read them all, respond to many.
And unlike the Joneses who have other tarot channels that they listen to, where this would be over right now and they'd sign off.
Yeah,
we keep up with the Joneses and actually outpace them with strange, unusual things at the end of our videos.
Yes, like the Romper Room Victims Club, Survivors Club.
Yeah, I know. Probably. See, you've already figured out merch for the store. The Wooden Spoon Survivor. I was ignored by Miss Marianne, and all I got was this I went to Romper Room, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt, something like that.
Yeah, so let's give a couple of shout-outs to the folks in the comment section. Louise Smith was asking for a shout-out. So why don't we give her a shout-out and a nice little card.
How did we know which Louise Smith it is? It could be one of.
There is only one.
Oh,
It can only be one. She's like the
Highlander of Smiths.
Yes.
Oh, I'm upside down.
Yes.
Ace of Pentacles.
Ace of Pentacles. You got
buy your lottery ticket there.
A big coin coming your way. Deep blue somethingness.
Or it could be Easter. She's got those chocolate coins.
Yummy. So Deep Blue Somethingness said they never got a call out on Romper Room, and they would like.
They got lots of coins. Where she got the one big coin, they got lots of coins.
Yeah, exactly.
I want chocolate coins now.
Give a shout out to Susan Barthel, who made a nice, kind contribution to the channel.
Always taking care of us.
Yes, indeed. Robin Davis, who also made a kind contribution to the channel. Yes,
King of Swords.
King of Swords.
To do with that, but
Robin's very active in the comments section. I totally recognize Robin. And Philip Ehrman wanted to give a shout out to his husband Richard.
Naked lady. Oh.
Philip was going through. He's got 4 more rounds of radiation left.
Okay,
and he said, my husband Richard has been by my side and supporting me and hasn't complained once. So he just wanted to give a shout out and acknowledgement to Richard. Well done, Richard. You're a great spouse. And finally, wrap it up with the Eevee, who is a Captain Kangaroo fan.
Yay! The chaos that happens when Mr. Rabbit drops the ping pong.
You remember Mr. Moose on Captain Kangaroo?
Mr. Moose and Mr. Rabbit were the 2 puppets.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I remember there was a moose, but I don't remember anything about it. The only thing I remember about the rabbit was he had like little black glasses, and he always stole Mr. Green Jean's carrots, or always stole whatever.
Yeah, he was a little thief, and he dropped ping pong balls on people.
Oh, well, of course. How can I forget that?
That's the highlight of the show.
Clearly, a little bit of shtick there, right? That's what I got.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
You know what's best about this is the cattail always gives it away.